Hey guys, so we found us a young couple, okay, just recently started a family, and we thought it'd be kind of fun to question them separately and then talk to them together. So it's going to be...
See how it matches up.
Yeah.
How well they know each other.
How well they know each other, and if their stories match up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Newlywed Game, I guess. So this will be our version of that. So Kayla is going to be our first contestant, let's say, and we're going to ask her some questions and go from there. So. Who's got the worst temper?
Sam, definitely.
Sam, definitely. We should be taking notes because I'll forget who said what.
Let me record while you're recording.
Yeah.
So I can remember. Look at me.
Look at you.
Look at me.
you. Okay, so he's got the worst temper. All right. Who gets up with the baby at night?
Sam does. He does let me sleep. I'll give him that.
All right. So you sleep more than he does?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Iron deficiency for you.
All right. Who spends the most money?
Sam. He's impulsive with his spending. I probably spend more, but he just doesn't think his spending through.
So far every answer Sam. So
I mean,
who cooks more?
Sam does. I mean, we haven't really cooked all that much since we've moved, but I don't cook anything, and he has cooked stuff, so.
Okay. What's his favorite place to eat?
Probably Waffle House, I would say.
Okay.
Probably get taken down for me sponsoring him. I wouldn't die. Daddy will have to edit it out.
What's his pet peeve?
Probably my bathroom etiquette. I'll just leave it at that. Keep it PG.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Who takes longer to get ready?
Me, definitely. I'll claim that one.
Quick, easy answer to her question.
Who has the better sense of humor?
I would have to say me. I mean, I hate to brag, but you know.
If you got it, flaunt it.
We could do pet peeves. I could list one big one off.
What's his favorite music?
Honestly, a little bit of everything, but lately country, which is strange for him. Even he admits it.
Who drives the most?
Probably him, just for the fact that he actually has a job to drive to versus me.
What's his favorite snack?
Probably peanut butter M&Ms.
What's his favorite drink?
Dr. Pepper.
Okay. If you could change one thing about him, what would you change?
How bad his freaking feet smell. He does not know how to wash his feet.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay.
I don't know how he hid it from me for 3 years without me knowing. But I'm very aware of it now.
Who remembers, like, anniversaries and birth dates and stuff better?
Me. I'm the more sentimental one.
If you could take a vacation with him and Serenity anywhere, where would you want to go?
Probably the beach.
Where do you think he would pick?
The beach, I think.
Beach. Okay.
Who's more outdoorsy?
Me. Me by far.
Would you consider him more of a country boy or a prep?
prep.
Okay.
Who's more emotional?
Me. I have to say me.
Okay, so would you say Sam is more of a cat person or a dog person?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I feel like he'd say it's a tie, so I'm gonna stay with that.
Okay.
He's got love for both of them. He's had both of them, so I don't know if he could really pick one over the other for sure.
Okay. All right. What's his favorite holiday?
I'd say Christmas.
Favorite color?
Purple.
Okay. Does he prefer dress shoes or tennis shoes? Or no shoes?
Dress shoes at work, regular shoes outside of work.
Okay. What's his favorite? If he could sit down to any meal, what would it be?
A cheeseburger.
Okay.
Or though he may, try to throw in Sonic there, but that's not true. I'm with him the most. It's a cheeseburger.
Okay.
So what condiments does he not like?
Pretty much everything but ketchup he doesn't like. He's picky.
Fries or chips?
Fries.
Milkshake or ice cream?
Milkshake.
What flavor?
Peanut butter.
Who is Serenity more like, him or you?
Me. She's got my attitude.
Okay. So where do you see you guys 10 years from now?
Hopefully in an actual house or a trailer, and hopefully married by then.
Okay.
And another kid.
That was my next question. How many kids would you like to have?
I think 2's fine. 3's probably pushing it.
Okay. Okay. All right, we got Sam now. We're going to question him and see how well his answers matches up with Kayla's answers. So here we go. Hi, Sam.
What's up?
Why you look nervous?
All good.
You don't need to be nervous.
I ain't nervous.
What's your favorite food?
It'd be cheeseburgers.
Okay.
Favorite drink?
Dr. Pepper.
Ice cream or milkshake?
Milkshake.
Flavor?
Something either Reese's or mint chocolate.
What's your favorite place to eat?
Sonic.
Cat or dog person?
I'm more of a dog person.
Okay.
I'm trying to think.
You prefer dress shoes, tennis shoes, or no shoes?
Dress shoes.
Okay. Who gets up with the baby the most?
That would be me.
Who has the worst temper?
That would also be me.
Are you indoor or outdoor person?
I'd like to be an outdoor person, but I'm indoor more. Indoor more than anything.
I had one there a minute ago, and now I've lost it.
Who drives the most?
Me.
Who has the better sense of humor?
Me.
Who takes most time getting ready?
Kayla.
What's the one thing that makes you the maddest about Kayla?
She gonna see this video? It would probably be the lack of effort.
Any particular
Effort.
place or
It's in general
Okay.
doing something to the halfway point
okay,
and then
not finished?
not finishing
Okay.
at the halfway point.
Who does the most cooking?
Neither of us.
Okay.
Favorite color?
Purple.
What's your biggest pet peeve
In general or about her?
in general?
It would be half doing something.
Okay. What do you think her biggest pet peeve is?
Everything I do.
Okay. So, if she could change one thing about you, just one thing, what do you think she would pick?
Probably my work schedule.
Okay. If you guys could take a trip anywhere, where would you want to go?
I would want to go to a beach.
Where do you think she would say she wanted to go?
Somewhere where there's hiking.
Okay. All right.
What's Kayla's favorite color?
Blue?
Well, it's not a question. You're supposed to be giving us an answer.
What's her favorite drink?
That would be tea or coffee.
What's her favorite restaurant?
I'd like to say Sonic, but here recently she's been wanting Burger King.
Okay.
Favorite food? Kayla's.
She eats anything.
Mm-hmm.
This child has pooped.
Who do you think Serenity's more like, you or Kayla?
Depends on what mood she's in. When she's happy, she's more like Kayla. When she's mad, she's like me. A little bit more.
Fair enough.
Oh, thanks.
She didn't like that answer.
She did not like that answer at all.
So you were petty and decided to spit on me. She spit up over there too.
Okay, so what's your favorite kind of music?
A little bit of everything.
Be a little more specific. If you had to pick one.
It would be
Right now.
heavy metal.
Okay.
Okay. Who spends the most money?
That would also be me by a long shot.
Who thinks it through more? Who does more thinking on spending money, you or her? And who's the more impulsive buy?
She's the one who thinks about what she spends. I'm the more impulsive buy.
Okay.
Which is probably why I spend the most money.
Okay.
Did we ask dressing up or dressing down? Like t-shirts or dress shirts? Did we ask that, I think?
Yeah.
So, t-shirt or dress shirt?
Dress shirt.
Okay.
How about Kayla?
T-shirt.
T-shirt.
Where do you see you guys in 10 years?
In 10 years, hopefully with the things that we want, at least with me, you know, a full house, you know, an actual house instead of an apartment. Yeah, I have 2 really nice vehicles, but better, you know, a couple of things paid off. Probably at the same job with the way things are going at this one. But with her, I don't know what her plans are as far as her work for 10 years from now. And hopefully with a 10-year-old.
More kids or?
Well, you see, that might be a thing, you know, a year from now. But it's not a requirement at all. It's more of a right now. If we have more, we have more. If we don't, we don't. Sort of deal.
Be on the same page with that?
I think she's wanting more, a little bit more than I am. I think this one is a handful enough.
Okay, so now we got them together. We're going to go over their questions and answers, and for the most part, you guys done really good. Yeah. There was a couple that you pretty good on the foods. What'd you say was his favorite food?
A burger, or he'll say Sonic, even though that's not true. He just thinks it's Sonic.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
The drinks. What's your favorite color?
I don't know. I don't really have one. It's probably purple or blue.
Well, there you go. There you go.
And when she was asked what your favorite color was,
Purple.
100%.
So y'all was spot on those. A vacation. Let's see. You said that he would rather go to the beach, and he was correct. I mean, you was correct in what he said. We asked him where you would rather go.
I feel like I know what he probably said, but
What
I
do
don't
you
know
think
if
he
you
said?
ask it the same way you asked me. You said where would we go with her? I wouldn't take her where I actually want to go on vacation.
Where would you actually want to
New
go?
York.
Okay. Well, he thought you'd want to go hiking.
I mean, I'm down
Somewhere
for
hiking.
hiking.
You can hike in New York somewhere, can't you?
Hike up a
You don't want to
skyscraper.
pay a tax? Yeah, I mean,
You were very close on the where you wanted to be in 10 years.
well, gee, thank you.
I got a wipe. I got a wipe. Like it's my wipe. Her pants. No, we can do that.
It's the one she just.
Swap.
Yeah.
It's only
the
on the
bottom.
tag.
It's just
Okay.
the tag. Music.
Yeah, that's one that kind of missed there. She was asked what your favorite music was right now. You said.
Heavy metal.
She said.
Country is what she said.
Yes,
Right
you
there.
literally said yourself, and that's all you listen to anymore. So
Sometimes.
I don't want to hear
I
that.
do have a mix
I
of
don't want to hear that.
everything.
You think you know, but you don't. I can tell by the look in your face.
Dress shoes or tennis shoes. He said
Dress shoes.
dress shoes.
Yeah. Favorite restaurant.
Sonic.
You said Waffle House, I think.
Yeah, I said Waffle House. I thought you were saying what you liked the best.
Yeah, we was asking what his favorite restaurant was. You said Waffle House.
Yes.
He said Sonic.
Yes. What'd you say for mine?
Oh God.
I know.
I had said Sonic, but then I got to thinking you're, all about that Burger King right now. So
I don't really have anywhere. I like food from everywhere.
Well,
That's what he said.
She likes everything.
It depends on the day.
The who Serenity acted like the most,
Yeah.
I said me. What'd
He
you say?
said,
depending on the mood.
depending on the mood, that when she was
I said
happy.
She has my attitude.
Yeah.
all right then.
He's happy with one kid. You want two.
Maybe 3.
Okay.
You go out to find a
That'd
new
be the
job.
max. That'd be the max.
You go out to find a new job. You're going to start working.
Here's a story.
I'm working. What do
No,
you
I'm talking to her.
Oh.
I hear Depot Street and Main Street's hiring.
So, do you guys see her going to public school or private school?
Public school.
Would you ever consider homeschooling?
Yep.
Okay.
The way it's going, that's where it's going to be. What was it that you had asked about something we didn't like each other doing or whatever? That one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you brought that one up.
Yes.
I
Yes.
did it as PG as I could.
Well, and he did it even more PG.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Did it match up?
It did, because I know you both, and so I knew that you were both talking about the exact same thing. Yes, he nailed that one, that you do things halfway, that you don't finish them up. Yeah, and he left it at that, but Yes.
said my toilet etiquette.
Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't going to talk about that.
Yeah.
And the one thing she could change about you was your stinky feet.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I don't know how you hid it from me. What'd you say about me?
The lack of effort.
Yeah.
The halfway.
Wow.
But since you want to bring up
Struck a
toilet
nerve.
etiquette,
Struck a nerve.
I mean, flush the toilet. You know, if you can't flush the toilet, plunge the toilet. But the good news is we only have to deal with that every few days.
Oh, she hurt her finger.
Oh.
Don't hurt her or nothing. but
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
She must
I
have
didn't
pinched
see
it
it.
somehow.
Squirrel.
She was asked what your favorite holiday was. What is your favorite holiday?
I would have to go with Christmas.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Who remembers, she was asked who remembers, like, birthdays, holidays.
Her.
Who's more emotional?
Her.
Who's got the worst temper?
Me. Well, I mean, now that we're all three here together, I'm going to have to go with Serenity on that one.
Say, I get what I want.
Well, I mean, really, you guys,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you were spot on just about everything but the
tried.
one. Yeah.
90% of it.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
90%.
You guys might just make it.
Maybe.
You might.
She was asked if you was a dog person or a cat person. What did you say?
Both.
Yeah.
More of a dog,
Yeah.
but
Because you've had both, so.
I've had more dogs.
You both agreed on who spends the most money and who thinks it through the most. You was both spot on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I probably spend more, but you, like, don't even think anything through. It's
You
just
really
impulsive.
do the number amount
That's
of what
usually
I
a guy
spend in
thing.
day.
It is about
Yeah.
What daddy do?
But of course, I mean, you know, that is sort of somewhat an unfair question because I do spend a lot of necessity items. But
that's
outside of
true.
that, you know, I mean, I spent $1,000 today and made $1,500. So it's one of those,
Close-ups.
yeah.
Anyway. Maddie can edit that out.
So what advice would you guys give for other young couples?
You want to go?
I would have to say that somebody needs a more consistent job than the other one because before this one, it was a bounce, a couple months here, a couple months there. I can go ahead and tell you that if she was doing the same thing, even though that seems minute, we would not have made it, especially with a baby, because something has to be steady, something has to be consistent, something to go back to.
And it has helped a lot. We're ahead on everything now.
Well, thanks.
Okay, so if you guys could give advice to other young couples based on what you've been through, what kind of advice would you give?
Someone needs to have a steady job because, you know, when we first started out, I was bouncing month to month, a couple months here, a couple months there, and you know, she had the steady job. Even though it seems minute, we probably wouldn't have made it if she had been doing the same thing. So somebody needs to have something steady, something comfortable that you can go back to.
That's true. I would have to say communication, definitely. Because, I mean, without that, you're just in the dark assuming stuff. So,
Do you ever argue in front of Serenity?
yeah, that's kind of inevitable. I mean,
Are you tired?
Just
Are you
picky
over it?
battles. So you just gotta picky battles, don't you? Picky battles.
If you were giving advice to other young couples, would you advise them to wait on having kids or go ahead and have the kids?
Financially, it'd probably be better to wait unless you have a cushion built up. But, however, things come up that aren't ideal, and if that's the case, then any life is valuable in that sense, and there is a way to make it through that. You have resources if you can't afford it, but, you know, most of the time you have people that will support you. You just have to seek out those people. That's how I'd probably word it. the
Good
best.
answer. Good answer.
Those little fingers.
Where's the first vacation that you want to take with her?
The beach.
Yeah, I would agree.
Beach?
Yeah.
Is she more of a mommy's girl or daddy's girl?
Mama's girl.
Yeah. Attached to me. Can't eat with nobody but mommy. Not Nana, not Daddy, nobody.
All right. Anything else you all want to add?
No, I don't think so. You have anything you want to add?
As far as young people go, a lot of the mistakes that I made, 18, 19 years old, was the people I hung around that were the biggest issue. And one of the biggest pieces of advice towards that I was ever given was, if you're the most successful person in your friend group, you're in the wrong friend group.
That's
Because
good
if your
advice.
people aren't pushing you to do better, they're not the ones for you.
It's good advice. All right. Well, thank you guys for talking to us.
Thank you.